Welcome everyone, we're back here at Action Sport and we're at the Helderberg Karate League. And good morning, Sensei Marianne, how are you?
Good morning, JP Sensei. Thank you. We're here again and in the Helderberg, second league for the year for 2024, and the action is already happening.
That's correct. But, we must always start us with technical problems again. And I just want to tell all the viewers out there, please subscribe, hit that like button on our channel, because your likes, your subscription is not, you're not paying for anything, it's for free. And that will help us to monetize this channel, and then we can get some funds in later, and we can use that funds to make this podcast more professional, and use that money to buy decent equipment, because it's all about our own money we put in, and we want to really want to make it a very good podcast and more professionally, and that's the way we go. We would like to grow it. So hit that like and subscribe button. And how was your week?
My week was rather busy, but it's where we are, and we're here. Another Saturday, another tournament, and yes, a number of people have gone downhill with the flu. Nothing we can do about that. We just have to, make do with the officials and the competitors who are here. And here we are. The tournament is running. The children have already received some of their first medals for Qatar, and I'm happy.
That's it. You're talking about flu. I was, our last podcast 2 weeks ago, I was down and out. And the people phoned me later and said they couldn't hear. So I just want to apologize. I forgot to put the sound on. All the podcast was there with no sound. So I really apologize. And we made sure this morning that the sound is back on and everything. And the last 2 weeks was very busy. I don't know if you saw there in Gauteng. I take my hat off with all the WUKF members there with their competitions. Did you saw it on Facebook and everything? What's happening?
Yes, the Gauteng is starting to kick off now. We in the Western Cape obviously started the whole movement going with more tournaments for our competitors, and Gauteng is jumping on the bandwagon. So maybe soon we'll have an interprovincial event with them, which would be something to aim for in the future.
Yes, I think so. And I actually had a very good feedback from them with since like Karin Jacobs tournament. I must just get the data correct. They're talking about 400 competitors or 400 entries, more to competitors, and they were running 6 floors, and that was amazing. And you know what the best feedback I got was that most of the senior refs there was women, and that was outstanding.
That is fantastic. I'm very happy to hear that.
Yep.
Today we have a ring, I think ring number 1. We had 4 lady referees there, which is fantastic, and it's good, and it's something that we shouldn't stand back, because I think we can also be awesome referees, and something that we must also instill in the younger students, especially the ladies, that if they don't want to compete on the floor and be competitive, there's always a place for them as an official, whether they're a referee or a judge or whatever. There is space for everybody.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting, especially in WUKF, is the women are taking the lead. If you look at, I'm going to use Gauteng. All the big tournaments are organized and run by women who are dojo heads and federation heads. And I would like to tell the guys out there in Gauteng, guys, you need to wake up. You need to put together and support them, because if you look at Taryn from Goshukan, outstanding tournament she's hosting, Mari and Elmarie from Shotokan ZA,
yes,
huge tournament there. Obviously Karin Jacobs now, I never met her before in person. I would like to meet her one day and go to a tournament. Also outstanding tournament. And obviously you got the Willem Potgieter there from the Gojuru, also hosting a tournament, and the Saska guys, also a bit of competition. But I think there's a lot of movement going in Gauteng now, and I'm actually very happy to see that, that they're almost like this, almost 1 or 2 tournaments a month now. I see it on Facebook, and I think the revolution of WUKF is really kicking off.
I would agree with you there, JP. The wheel's turning now, and it took a little bit of an impetus to get us going, but I think it's really moving around smoothly now. And if we can get Gauteng going, we should start looking at the other provinces as well and see where they are and maybe help them in getting going. But this bodes so well for the future of karate, especially for our younger members who are now getting the opportunity and time on the mat to compete. Can you imagine in what, 3 to 4 years, they'll be our next group of seniors going through. And of course then, there's always the way that's open for them for international events. There's nothing stopping them. There's no criteria. We can go. And it's just about getting them there. That's another step we can look into. But this ability to be able to have tournament, a really good tournament every 2 to 3 weeks in a month is absolutely awesome. And you can see the regulars who are here. I can see them. I'm watching some of the youngsters as they're coming through. They're growing. They're growing in their attitude, in how they present themselves on the floor, especially for kata. And when they're fighting, I can see they're trying new techniques, and it's coming off, and the faces, that happiness that, oh my gosh, this is what the coach or my sensei has been trying to get me to do. I can actually do it now. And they get that confidence, and they're going to be doing more and wonderful, spectacular events, I think, soon.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you there. You can see it. You can see the people are taking it more seriously. The other thing, what's becoming a very big challenge now, I don't know if you could also experience it now, is the school sports. They are becoming more stricter. One primary school actually made it now a thing that said they're not actually recognizing outdoor school sports anymore. They're only focusing on their own school sports. And the problem with that started is a lot of these kids, they used to go play rugby, but they play for clubs now, action cricket. So they're losing that depth in their own school sports. So if you don't make the 18, you rather go play for a club and you can get a depth. So the schools are seeing that, and now we as karatekas, with our tournaments, we're also getting the punch now, because they said they're not recognizing these school sports after outdoor sports because they're unhappy with it. And now the parents are saying, yeah, but you're not recognizing karate. And I'd say that is a big thing. The challenges. I had a meeting the other day with the gymnastic coach there, and he says, yeah, that is, it's actually sad, but we will go through it. They can't deny the kids getting provincial colors or going for essays and stuff like that, and represent their country or their schools, on the international stage. I think it's a bit of a, maybe it will get along, but get over it. But it's just a bit, we are always in competitive with school sports, and that's a bad one.
I agree with you. I think the children are quite challenged with that, because there are a number of the schools that rely on that sporting activity and achievements to promote their schools, because then they get the children who come in who are sort of, would probably get colours for rugby, the Craven Week and all of those things. So they're already harvesting, if I can put it. Maybe that's not the correct word, but they're already identifying children at a younger age to go for higher levels in sports. So it's something we have to work with. But I know that at WUKF level we also have the schools event that is going to happen. So maybe we need to do a bit of marketing at the schools and say, look, yes, we may not be a school sport, you may not recognize us because we're not one of the big five, we're a smaller sport, but we do also have events that can also bring accolades to your school as one of your pupils are achieving.
That's correct, because karate is now part of the international school sports. It's known as the Olympics of school sports, and the Gemini Games in October. So, and now being part of that, you're going to be part of the team, the athletic team, the hockey teams, and all those school sports teams. And the interesting thing about that is SASCOC is the representing member at the international school sports.
Correct.
And WUKF is the partner for karate at the international school sport. So there's already starting with an IOC recognizes it.
Yes.
So there's already starting that relationship, a positive relationship for growth in school sport. And we are also trying to promote the school sport. Obviously, it's not for the younger children. It's the teenagers, 16, 17, and 18-year-olds, because it's a huge tournament. Apparently, they're looking at about 5,000 school children around the world competing this year at the Gemini game. So that is a big thing. So, and I think we're on a good path with that. And what we are now with all this new technology, and like you said the other day, the live streaming. People are phoning me now and said, "What time is the live streaming? What time is the podcasting?" Put the names down, programs down with the names. So the people are logging in and they want to listen to this, and it's actually changing the atmosphere of tournaments. So just sitting and watching and everything, or you have to come to the tournament to see what's going on. But everyone can see now what's going on and what is in the news now about karate and Kobudo, what's happening.
Yes.
And we must talk a bit about that. I call it always the huisgenoot.
The huisgenoot.
So some of the people were asking me and said, "Are we going to talk a bit about it?" And I said to them, we're more into the sporting side, but there's a lot of development in the next 2 weeks, as happened in 2 weeks. We were engaged with Masa and SASCO.
Correct.
And it seems like it's positive. And it's a great opportunity for WUKF, and sooner or later we will be able to announce something positive. We don't know, so we're not going to say anything was happening. But what the strangest thing was, the other side, they will start making phone calls and trying to. It's actually strange why people don't want the sun shine on another person in South Africa.
Yeah, it's something that does happen.
It has happened, and we didn't do anything bad towards the other groups, but something is, we made them upset. But it is what it is, like I say, and we are positive. We are always welcome. How can I say? We are always there. We are inclusive.
Correct.
And we will talk.
Yes, always.
And we will listen. And we don't need to change our recipe words, but everyone is welcome to come and compete by us.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of the WUKF system that we have. And yes, just to tag on to yours, JP, you and your executive really have worked hard in putting an application together. We all have our fingers crossed that we have a positive result, and we will make that announcement, or you will make that announcement via the podcast. And yes, it's a big step forward if we can get it, and it just opens the door to better things for all the competitors and the people participating.
Yeah, and if you look at it now, and there's a lot of federations phoning and said what's happening, and I heard about some of the new federations that are looking at WUKF now. They go to our tournaments because they're more than welcome to come to our tournaments. Even if you're not a member of WUKF, you can come and compete by us.
Correct.
The only place where you have to be a WUKF member is at our WUKF SAs and obviously the World Championship.
Correct.
The rest is open.
Yes.
So you don't have to. You can come, and I always say people, before you marry someone, first go out. Come to the tournaments, have a look, interact. And one incident apparently happened there in Gauteng where people come and look. But they must understand it's different rules.
Correct.
So you mustn't come with that rules. But I've been judging for the 20 years, but you've been judging these rules. We've got a set of rules. We've got a set of warnings for people that can't control themselves on the tatami and everything. So read the rules, study it a bit. If you don't know, ask the question, and everyone will enjoy.
Exactly, that's what it is. It's just a rule, different rules, slightly different, but nothing that you can't adapt to. Nothing you can't. It's like playing soccer. You play 15-man soccer, you play the indoor soccer. There's just small changes, and they're all there to protect the competitors, and that is the job of the referees and the officials, to look after the safety of the competitors and allow them to express themselves in the ability that they can do and can, do on the floor. So yes, and I agree with you. If you want to, you're not going to marry straight away or dive straight in. Come and have a look. Come and talk. Anybody, I think the majority of us are open to listen to you, to understand, and to show you, and to give you the opportunity to compete under these rules. And all your students will benefit. It's not an elite section that is going to benefit. Everybody, from your little white belt to your oldest member. You might have someone who it's been their dream to do karate and has only started karate very late in life. They want to win a medal. They can come here and they can compete, and there is a space for them. There's a space for all of them. For those who do the Kobudo, that's also open. For the inclusivity, that's also available for them. It's just such a wonderful, open and welcoming system.
100%. If the people can see there, we got Ian sitting here. He's actually working. He's one of the IT guys working in the background. But he's a great example.
Correct.
You know, his kids started karate, and he said, JP, I'm always here at the dojo. I'm going to start karate. And when we woke up, his wife started karate, and they're also competing today, having fun. And it's a family sport, and the two kids are competing, doing very well. They're doing very well. They're enjoying it. They have something to talk about. There's a bond between the father, the daughter, the mother, and the son, and everyone. And he's helping here with us, and they're part of the podcast now, working everything out, learning together. And I think we're on a good path with that, and we appreciate what they're doing for us in that. And we are almost every second Saturday we are busy at the karate tournament and see each other and try to catch up and things. And like you say, and the opportunities, like now the Namibia tour is coming up, the
Yes.
Southern Africa. I believe you guys are also going to.
We are looking at seriously trying to get some of our members into that tournament. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for them to go across the border and go and compete in Namibia. And I'm sure the standard will be equally higher there as we had at our SA Nationals. And yes, there's the opportunity to travel.
That's it. And today, I don't think I mentioned today, there's very high caliber people competing actually today. One of my favorite, I don't know which one which category you think is going to be awesome, but I'm actually excited to wait. Shikri Sudan,
Yes.
He decided to enter today.
Fantastic.
And he's actually a veteran.
Yes,
but he
is.
said, listen, I'm going to give the seniors and juniors a run. There's a bit older juniors, we combine it, but just to make it more fun. So they're about 5 or 6 in that category, and he's going to give them a run for their money.
Love it. Can't wait for it. I enjoy watching Shukri as I've watched him come up in his karate career, and he's always been such an exciting fighter. He will pull out something amazing in a fight, and your jaw will drop because he'll come up with some amazing technique and just score that winning point. He's really, even though he's a veteran, I think he's still got so much to give, and I think he is a very excellent coach. He's coaching a number of people, and he's an all-round awesome karateka. He's had a wonderful run, and always exciting to see him on the floor.
Yeah. Well, you must have thrown veterans away. Look at Mike Tyson coming back now.
Exactly. Never say die for the veterans. Yes.
They said the power doesn't go away the older you get, eh?
No, you get wiser.
That's it. I'm actually going to watch that fight. I'm actually backing Mike Tyson, so we will leave it there. We're karatekas, but we like the martial arts. Anyway. But coming back again, we took on the topic last week, 2 weeks ago, and obviously the sound was off. And we talk about how karate is and what we are facing. And one of the topics that still stuck in my mind was, like you said, you see these kids coming up in the ranks, like, you know, you recognize the regulars competing and everything. But the sadness and reality is they stop.
Yes.
And they just cut that line between you and them, and even the parents. They just go off, and it's like they don't want to talk anymore.
Yes.
And that is a sad thing.
That is very sad, because there are so many of the students that have the ability to achieve wonderful things. Some of them may only achieve regional, but still that's a good thing to do. Then there's provincial, then there's national, then there's international. But I think that the children today, there's just so much that can, their attention is divided. I think a lot of them are stuck on their phones. Watch most of them out in the audience. They're all stuck in this position. That digital world is just sucking out just their attention, whereas they should be on the floor doing things, getting rid of all that extra cortisol and just hanging in there. Every now and again you get a bit of a bad break, but it shouldn't be a bad break that makes you stop. A bad break should be something that you learn from. How do I get it right? What happened there? Did something change in what I did? Those are the things that people need to look at. And I do find, because I mean, just this week I've lost 2 karate students, young students, but they've just decided, no, they're going to do football now.
Yeah.
Or this one's going to play guitar or whatever. And you go, whatever you're going to change to, you're still going to have to put the same effort. If you want to achieve, you're still going to have to put that same effort in, whether it's something different, you know. But for me, karate is such wonderful life skills. You just learn such wonderful life skills. On the floor, you learn to win, you learn to lose. You're part of a team. You do kata. Maybe your friend makes a mistake and you lose the team kata. And how do you deal with that? It's just those little life skills. When you get older, you'll go, I remember that day because this is happening to me now. I know how to handle that. And the number of people that I've had come back into my dojo and they're older, and I have to really look at them and size them down because they stopped when they were little, and they look at me and I look at them and they say, Sensei, can you remember my name? And then I'm going, yeah. And then they said, Sensei, I should never have stopped. I know it was hard for me. I know that you were hard on me and tough on me, but I should never have stopped. I regret that I actually walked out the dojo and did something else. I really do. So a lot of people are walking with regrets. A lot of us we look at people and we say, just hang in there. You know, it's just that little blip that they need to get over. And then it opens up for you.
That's true. And you know who stops the first? Is kids with real talent.
Yes.
That is why people say, oh, my kid, I always don't tell the parents that they are fine. But I know back of their mind, there's a 60% chance that child will stop in 3 to 4 years.
Correct.
They just stop. Because what happens is, because they're so natural, karate helps them develop, and then they excel in school sports. And the father or the mother, they think they're the next captain of the Springbok team, you know, and there they go off.
Yes.
I got a boy the other day, I walked in, very good rugby player and everything. His dad came to me one day and he said I had to stop because he plays at 18, he's the captain, and he's going to a huge school. And the other day I walked into them and I asked him, he says, no, he's enjoying, but he's playing now for the C team in the school because it's so big. You know, they take a lot of Craven Week guys that come in from primary school into their playing. And he said to me, Sensei, I wish I didn't stop. But I can't come back because my school is so far. I'm driving with the bus. And I can't come, but I still do my katas in the room.
That's fantastic.
And look at my belt. I said to him, you know what? One day you will come back. You will enjoy it. And I also stopped for a year or two because of rugby and athletics, and I was sad. Not sad that time.
No.
Looking back now,
yes.
you said. And I went back and I said I should have never done it because the carrot of Craven Week was hanging in front of me, but I've never made it. I went to the trials and I always fall out.
Yes.
So I decided, listen, it's not going to happen. I'm just above average. I'm not going to make the Springbok. But it is like that, and it happens like that. And what is the most thing I like to talk about again is it's so fascinating about the woman these days in karate. And they told me the other day at one tournament, old karate instructor, he came and he was a bit upset because it was 2 women refereeing a committee team, a senior committee team, a junior male and female. And he says, no, men must actually ref men committee teams. And I said to I can't believe that you still got those, I don't want to say the word on live, but I think
those parameters that you're working in,
And I actually wanted to tell, when I actually see that person, I said to him, you need to wake up. Because now these days you get even refs in rugby.
In rugby, yes, soccer, rugby, footy.
And I've seen the women's refereeing, they're far better than the men's refereeing. They can actually see it, and they're more they're more professional and they learn quicker.
Yes.
So I'm very, very fascinated and pro about women coming through. You're a great example where you come from when you was told about you were not even allowed to compete.
Exactly. There you go.
And now you're actually becoming the leaders.
Yes.
And women are looking up towards you and they say, well, since Anne can do it and did it, I can also do it. And hopefully sooner or later in the Western Cape someone will take the lead, the young ladies.
I hope they will.
And we can sit back and I can say, listen, you're doing a great job.
Yes.
And I, like you said earlier, I watch you, look at those youngsters standing there, they're willing to learn, make mistakes.
That's what it's about. Yes, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's a good. And what is more interesting? What do you think is going to happen in the next 2-3 weeks now in the news of karate?
Yeah, we've got your tournament coming up soon, 22nd of June. That's always a fabulous event. I think that one's at DF Milan.
That's it.
The high school there, their sports centre. They also have a beautiful sports centre. I must say we are blessed with the venues that we have, and people are open to allow us to do karate events. So yeah, your tournament coming up. So I think the kids are ready for that, and I think we're in the second league tournament. It'd be interesting to see where we are standing on the points. We could maybe report back on that later, because there are obviously people who are vying for top spots, and obviously the dojos are trying to push their way also for the trophies and the various medals that are going up. So yes, and also I'm waiting with bated breath in the next 2 weeks to hear the results regarding our MASA and the SASCOC sort of applications that have gone in. I think that would really be a groundbreaker for us. It'll be such a huge step going forward. So looking forward to the next 2 weeks with anticipation, as they say.
That's it. And today was the first time we try multi-streaming. So today we stream at once every floor, even this, stream to YouTube and at the same time to a Facebook page.
Wow.
So that is what I was busy doing a lot of other things. People must understand I'm not a techie. I've learned a lot these few months. We're trying to do the live streaming. And the next one we're going to set up is where, hopefully by our tournament we will launch, where people can chat to us live while we're talking. They can ask us questions, and it can come up from all medias, from Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram. It will come to one docking at the page here, and we will have it will pop up the question, or they want to say something and we can read it out to them.
Oh, that is brilliant.
That is the next one that's coming up. We're busy with certain masks on the screening. Looks like TV with text running through, with advertising and coming up events and the sponsorship. We're actually busy now negotiating. 2 companies have approached us. We can't reveal
Thank you.
now. Looking at sponsoring our events, that we can put their logos and everything on the live streaming, so they see it, and people are, how can I say, I said it to you this morning, the live streaming and the podcasting has become a must now.
A must, yes. It's a staple. It's got to be on the table.
That's it.
Yeah.
People are phoning us and say, listen, where's the links? Is there going to be live streaming? It's no more. Yes, we're trying it out. It's like if you are hosting a tournament without a podcast and live streaming, people are not going to be happy. That's down the drain.
Exactly.
So, and we can actually say thank you to Kia.
Yes.
The system, the management system. We've got nothing to do with Kia. We're not promoting it to get benefits. It's I think the person that stays in Sweden, Ville, and he helped us with all the WUKF, but he thought about everything in that system. And if we didn't got hold of that management software, I think we wouldn't have done live streaming.
We'll still be in the dark ages and doing 3-day events, whereas now it is awesome. It is so smooth. Everything happens. Even on the day, we can still make changes if people didn't show, or we found someone in the wrong event. But that doesn't even happen because all the documents are sent out ahead. The dojo instructors or whoever does the entries can check that if they've made a mistake, they can quickly contact us, and it can be updated. And And I must just say thank you to Ian and thank you to JP Sensei here.
Ferdi.
And Ferdi is the other guy in the background. Just for your innovation, guys. This has really just taken us one step, like a giant leap ahead. And the interest in the podcasts and just chatting about things and letting people know what's happening. And now we're going forward with advertising and questions that are going to come up. This is going to be more and more exciting. I think soon we'll be walking around with little lapel mics here and doing it on the fly, as they say.
That's it. You know, and I looked the other day, and I said, when we started, I was busy making up questions. What am I going to ask the people? And I thought after the first podcast, and I said, I'm not going to make up questions. We're going to just talk off the cuff. What is on our mind for the day? Interact like we were sitting at the side of the tatami and talking about everything going on. And people can actually hear me and you talking what's going on.
Yes.
And how we interact and make it like a raw material.
Yes.
Make it interesting, like reality. It's not pre-recorded. You mustn't say this and you mustn't do this. And we want to experience the basics.
Correct. Live.
What's your thoughts? If you say, JP, no man, I don't agree with you to that. I think it's like this, and I say, yeah, like this. And I think people want to interact on that. They want to see how we think, how we react.
Yeah, I agree with that, JP. I really think that's fabulous. And what you've also done at the various events is you've taken the people from this area and you'll be interviewing people from here. So people get to know. So next time they'll see that sensei or that and they know a little bit of their history, they know where they come from. And that's so important because in the end, we're just one big karate family. That's what we are.
That's it. And you know what the podcast and the live streaming is? After every tournament, we get inquiries. We want to join your dojo. And then I say to him, I'm here in Brackenfell. No, but I will take an example. Oh, I'm Paro.
Yes.
Then I say to him, contact and say, she's in Paro.
Yes.
You know, it is, people see it. And parents, I actually got a phone call yesterday from a parent. They want to enter. And I said, I'm not going to mention, I actually forgot the dojo's name. And I said to the parent, your dojo has to enter. Yeah, but I said, where's your dojo? I said, and it came out, long story short, they from the other side.
Yes.
And I said to her, listen, you need to speak to your instructor because
we don't want. Yes, we don't want to incur anything for the child or the athlete or the participant. We want to ensure that they have a good time and enjoy themselves within the correct parameters, because otherwise they get tarnished.
That's it.
You know, they'll walk around with that little black mark on their shoulder and everyone will point fingers at them, and that's not what we want. Here we want people to enjoy themselves, to be who they are, do what they do best, and have a great time at our tournaments.
And you know what the problem is? It's not a problem, it's a marketing. The other side's parents and students see really what's going on, and they want to be part of something good.
Yes.
And they are starting asking questions. So I think sooner or later, dojo heads and federations is going to have to open up and say, guys, we have to move on. We can't, like you said, we can't live in the dark ages anymore. There is other opportunities. You can't just go to one restaurant and eat the same evening, the same thing, the same steak. You must experience the different food. Same with karate. You must experience different competitions. If you look at our world championships now, the karate. You look at WKF and WUKF. When last did we have a world champion? 30 years ago.
Probably, yes.
Since Sandra Lowe.
Since Sandra Lowe was
1994, 93.
Somewhere around there, yes.
Last time. We don't even make the second round anymore.
Yeah.
Because we're living in a world where in this country, certain people wants to control everything. And they withhold that people, those athletes to gain experience.
Yes.
To get to the tatami time.
Yeah.
You know, I saw the other day that what is that lady's name? That number one kata lady that got gold in the Olympics.
Sandra Sanchez.
She competed on the international ISKA, that in the ISKA World Championships in America at Walt Disney.
Yes.
Kata.
Yeah.
You will never see our South Africans will be allowed to go and compete at different tournaments.
You'll be tarnished.
And they need to wake up. And that's one thing about WUKF, we don't hold people back.
Not at all, not at all. The
And
door
you
is
can
open.
And you can go and compete. And I'm really looking forward to see what's going to happen in the next few weeks and the next tournament. And since Mary Ann is busy refereeing and judging, she's one of the senior refs here, so I'm running behind the scenes up and down, and me and her are going to talk later again to talk about the tournament, what was exciting, what happened, and everything. So stay tuned. Every hour on the hour we're going to interview someone until 3 o'clock, and we will see you when we're back. And enjoy the tournament. Thank you very much, Sensei.
Thank you, JP Sensei. Really enjoyed talking to you. Take care.
Thank you
for watching, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.